He failed to perform his duties, and I find it highly irresponsible and frankly unprofessional. This is someone who represents the people of our country.
My question is, in reaching your conclusion, did you personally review all of the underlying evidence?
No.
It sounded as if he was saying that he accepted Robert Mueller's facts and didn't feel any need to re-examine the 2 years' worth of fact-finding that Robert Mueller had done. So why didn't that sit well with you?
Well, listen, as a former prosecutor and as the former Attorney General of California, which, by the way, I ran the Department of Justice, which is the second largest Department of Justice in the country, second only to the United States Department of Justice. When we are talking about the Attorney General of the United States making a decision about whether the President of the United States obstructed justice, we should assume and we should expect that he will take his duties seriously. We should assume and we should expect that he will take his duties seriously and examine and be familiar with the evidence before he makes a decision and announces to the world his decision about whether or not, in this case, the President of the United States obstructed justice. He failed to perform his duties, and I find it highly irresponsible and frankly unprofessional.
You had another interesting exchange with Attorney General Barr, basically asking him if the White House had ever pressed him to investigate the investigators. So let me play that for everyone. Listen to this.
Has the President or anyone at the White House ever asked or suggested that you open an investigation of anyone? Yes or no, please, sir?
Yeah, but I'm trying to grapple with the word suggest. I mean, I'm trying to grapple with the word suggest. I mean, they have not asked me to open an investigation, but...
Perhaps they've suggested?
I don't know. I wouldn't say suggest.
Hinted?
I don't know.
Senator, what did you think of that response?
He didn't answer. He did not answer the question. First of all, he wanted it to be repeated, which impressed me, as he wanted time to really think about how he was going to answer the question. He obviously heard the question the first time. And then parsing words about suggested, he did not answer the question, and I'm sure he didn't because he knew he was under oath and he knew that he could potentially expose himself to perjury if he did not answer honestly. He knew he was under oath and he knew that he could potentially expose himself to perjury if he did not answer honestly.
Do you wish you had pressed him further to answer the question?
He was clearly, Allison, not going to answer the question as he was throughout the hearing. You know, I'm the most junior on the committee. I was the last to ask questions during the first round, and repeatedly my colleagues asked questions that he did not answer. He parses his words. And again, let's just be really clear about this. We are talking about the Attorney General of the United States, who runs the United States Department of Justice. And this is a person who should conduct himself with the highest level of integrity. This is someone who represents the people of our country. This is someone who represents the people of our country and should conduct himself in a way that is about representing the interests of the people of our country and not the President of the United States. But this is not how Attorney General Barr has conducted himself. He is clearly biased. He is clearly reluctant to share the truth with the United States Congress, and clearly unable to perform his duties as the Attorney General of the United States.
And so, I believe you have called on him to resign. He doesn't seem inclined to do that. Do you think that Congress should move towards impeaching him?
I think he should resign. And I think that he has made it very clear that, one, he is not able to perform his duties, not only in terms of doing it with the interest of the people in mind and being unbiased and fair and honest. Not only is that an issue, but when you're talking about an investigation that took place over the course of 2 years by the special counsel and on a subject that has been a subject of intense concern for all of the American public, and for him to, after 2 years of an investigation, render his opinion after 2 days, and then we find out he didn't even review the evidence. I'd say that he also has performed basically in a way that suggests that he is not a professional in the way that he does his work and does not take his duties seriously. So I think he should resign.
Well, I mean, betting people don't think that he's going to resign. Do you think that Congress should move towards holding him in contempt or impeachment?
Let's see. I think that there's a lot more work to be done, and I think he should resign.